Last time on Godzilla Island, the evil Zagreth ordered the kidnapping of Godzilla Jr., triggering an all-out war between the G-Guard Alliance and Zagreth's invasion forces. Ultimately, Godzilla Jr. was rescued after the defeat of Destroya. Episode 31, Monsters for Rent? We open with Zagreth reading the morning paper, and she is salty because the writers call her invasion plan trash. And not just that, they slander her. Her heavy makeup may cover her facial flaws, but not her tactical weakness. Attacking her strategy is one thing, but calling her ugly? That's just lies and deception. Zagreth's monologue is cut short when a disgusting cockroach appears. I hate those damn things. But before Zagreth smashes him into smithereens, it speaks up. That's right, this isn't just a cockroach. It's a Nebulan from the M Space Hunter Nebula. Well, I'm really hyped to see some Showa-era alien lore make its return. We haven't seen these guys since Godzilla vs. Gigan. But damn, the Nebulans got small. Hey, don't question my kaiju knowledge. Zagreth's right. I'm not gonna get lectured by a cockroach. But Mr. Nebulan makes a lucrative offer to our favorite goth alien villain, the service of the cyborg menace, Gigan. In exchange, he wants Zagreth to save the 10 million roaches on their spaceship. And Zagreth's just as disgusted with that thought. Reminds me of the Bolton ship from Ultraman. But our devious antagonist sees an opportunity to take down the Big G. Gigan! Why does the villain always have to scream for Gigan to appear in some ridiculous way? Gigan! Rise! Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the enthusiasm these actors give for this Gigan call. And as if I wasn't drooling over her enough, Zagreth drops this line. Moving on, we close with another savage narration as Gigan approaches the Earth. Episode 32, He's Strong. We open with Zagreth calling for Gigan to slaughter Godzilla? Yeah, Gigan, split him open. We switch to G-Guard Command, which detects a large incoming object. And of course, it's revealed to be Gigan. And apparently this is a separate Gigan from the one Godzilla faced in the Showa era. An interesting little detail. Godzilla senses the incoming threat and decides to mog Gigan. Before Gigan engages the Big G, he checks Godzilla's power level, and he determines it's over 9,000! So he then decides to retreat so he can meditate. Episode 33, A Bad Feeling. This episode opens with angelic choir music playing as Gigan looms over Earth. Holy shit, Gigan's gonna nuke the Earth! He's going full Frieza! Nah, it turns out this arrow Gigan shot at Godzilla is a written challenge. I, Gigan, challenge Godzilla to monster-on-monster combat. Whoa! You know we're in for a treat. It's gonna be a Kaiju Agni Kai. Lucas is talking shit about monster duels, but then we get something I never thought I needed in my life. A Godzilla Western. Stereotypical old Western music plays as Godzilla lumbers through the now dusty yellow Godzilla Island. He has accepted the duel, but none other than King Caesar stands in Godzilla's path, urging his friend not to move forward. Gigan is unlike any monster we've seen. Any mistake could be your last. Despite his grave warning, Godzilla stands his ground. I know, but I am the king of the monsters. I can't turn tail against an opponent. King Caesar moves out of the way, and Godzilla approaches Gigan as they turn the Western vibe up to a fever pitch. The episode ends with Godzilla and Gigan aura farming. Episode 34, A Long Battle. The episode opens with Godzilla and Gigan locked in a stare down, and Lucas drops this beautifully self-aware line. They look like plastic toys or something. You have to appreciate the writers poking fun at their own production. Godzilla and Gigan continue their standoff, and I've seen this before. I'm almost waiting for a tumbleweed to crawl its way across the screen. But finally, the tension is broken when Gigan cunningly blinds Godzilla. Episode 35. Match settled. We open with another epic opening narration, setting the stage for what's to come. Which side will the goddess of victory grant her blessings? So the show decides to blue ball us when right before Gigan reaches Godzilla, he pauses and backflips back to his original spot. Zagreth is the audience right now. I can't take any more of this. Just imagine for a second being a child in the 90s, waiting for this battle on a week-by-week episode basis. That would be brutal. So Zagreth's impatience boils over and she orders Batra to attack. But then something amazing happens. Gigan decides to slime Batra right before he reaches Godzilla. Gigan went full Bushido mode. He said, "This is my fight, bitch. Stay out of this." Gigan fights with honor, and I'm all in for it. Gigan holds himself to high standards. Cowardly tactics go against his aesthetics. Oh yeah, and you just know Gigan is the king of aesthetics. Zagreth starts hating, but I know she's just as wet for Gigan as I am. Finally, the stillness is broken when a rock randomly falls. Gigan and Godzilla rush each other, crossing paths in a classic anime moment. The tension builds as we wait. But then, Gigan has seemingly won. Episode 36. Godzilla dead? The episode opens with everyone at G-Guard Command giving the same reaction I do when my favorite fighters get slept. Gigan prepares to teabag Godzilla, but before he does, Mothra intervenes to save her mans. So she confuzzles Gigan, giving ample time for Rodan to swoop in and scoop up Godzilla. Here comes Rodan! Zagreth is pissed that Gigan didn't slay the defeated Godzilla, but Nebulan Man explains that Gigan was showing respect to the mightiest foe he's ever encountered. The episode ends with Rodan dropping Godzilla into Rodan Hot Springs. That's really cool. I love that. Rodan Hot Springs. I want to go to Rodan's Hot Springs. That's dope. I really love how the show is relentlessly creative with this world. Episode 37. Surely this time. So the episode opens with Godzilla getting in a quick goon in the hot springs. But then King Caesar shows up and jumps in right alongside his homie. We get a bro-to-bro moment between Caesar and Godzilla before Gigan approaches. We think he's going to confront Godzilla, but instead he walks right past them instead. He sits in the hot tub nonchalantly. Yo, this is a crazy power move. And then he begins to monologue. I'll tell you I didn't finish you off, because your attack hit me fair and square. So it turns out their duel was a draw. Gigan calls for a rematch. Episode 38. The night before the final showdown. The episode opens with Toriyama revealing that Godzilla is teaming up with King Caesar, to learn the Kaioken. A new technique. We then switch to Godzilla, who is meditating, searching the universe for answers. King Caesar enters the frame as spiritual samurai music permeates the air. He then goes full wax on, wax off, when he whacks the shit out of Godzilla with a stick. You fool! You're supposed to be meditating, not napping. King Caesar is the old Asian master, the master splinter, if you will. We switch to Toriyama and Lucas under the stars. A shooting star passes over, and Toriyama prays for our protagonist's victory. Episode 39. King Caesar's conviction. We open with the monsters of Godzilla Island, who have gathered at the Monster Temple, debating whether they should intervene to help Godzilla. But King Caesar ensures them, no need. This is a one-on-one fight for honor and pride between two monsters. Okay, I absolutely love this. They really are the Saiyans. King Caesar out here like Vegeta, monologuing about Godzilla Goku only needing the pride of the Kaiju race.
But there's one thing a Saiyan always keeps: his pride!
For a moment, Mothra questions if Godzilla will lose, and Caesar loses his shit. Godzilla is going to win! The episode ends with Godzilla closing his eyes, preparing to power up. Episode 40. Behold the miraculous secret technique. We open with Godzilla continuing to aura farm like Jiren, before suddenly he opens his eyes, triggering the Godzilla theme to play as he fires his atomic breath. Gigan charges, but then the unthinkable. Godzilla bends his beam back towards Gigan. Oh! Oh my god! Godzilla learned to control his beam, just like Goku learned to control the Kamehameha. The whole audience is shook. Godzilla rushes at Gigan. Holy shit! The spinning high kick! Down goes Gigan! Down goes Gigan! And Godzilla is as poised as can be. Gigan is unconscious. Godzilla is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Godzilla doesn't need to say anything. Him and King Caesar share a silent glance. A massive victory for the king of the monsters against his most formidable foe yet. Honestly though, Gigan was super sick here. What a monster. And the episode ends with Torma torturing the Nebulan cockroach for his failure. And then she smashes him with the good old chunkalas. She just murked that little dude. Well, if I wasn't sure before, I'm sure as hell sure now. Godzilla Island is one of the best pieces of Godzilla media ever, and I will die on that hill. The dynamic between Godzilla and Gigan was it was something to behold. There's this sense of honor and Bushido between them. There's a sense of respect. They almost act like two anime characters within this Western vibe. And oh, by the way, we're still talking Godzilla. The liberty they took is beautiful, especially for a Japanese product, because they're especially protective of Godzilla and the image of Godzilla. And granted, because this show was meant for kids, they were obviously given more liberties. But I think that's produced one of the best things ever. I mean, a Godzilla Western, guys, that was awesome. In a span of like 9 episodes, we get this heavy atmosphere of Western. We get the dynamic between Godzilla and King Caesar, of the master and the student training, which is great to see Godzilla learning from somebody. And the technique, I know I'm all over the place here, guys, but wow. I mean, the bending Godzilla atomic breath, I mean, reminds me of his abilities in Terror of Mechagodzilla and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, the originals. It was just fantastic start to finish. This just bleeded atmosphere, and I'm a huge fan of atmosphere. And not just that, it takes itself seriously enough while also being goofy enough to get some real genuine laughs between the writing and just the monster action. And it continued to expand on Godzilla lore by bringing back the Nebulans. If there's anything I love to see in Godzilla, it's some continuity and also some references to its deeper lore. I mean, it's just a great way to bind the whole Godzilla universe in a way that, again, somehow manages to take itself seriously and tell a really good story in a short amount of time, but also be lighthearted, goofy, and really fun and entertaining to watch. As much as I love old Godzilla movies, this is probably still one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen. And I think it's because they took so many cool things from Godzilla, but had the liberty again to blend them with other genres to just create something wholly unique. So if you haven't seen Godzilla Island, you really should go watch it. It really is a hidden gem. And I am perplexed at the fact that Godzilla Island isn't a bigger topic of interest within the Godzilla community. I mean, this is awesome. And I'm going to continue to make a big deal about it because Godzilla Island deserves much more love than it gets. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me here at Kaiju Senki, and we'll see you next time for the next episode of Godzilla Island.
な予感を覚えるキングシーズンだが、ゴジラは怪獣王の誇りにかけて決然と戦いの場に赴くのであった。